So I hope y'all are having a good time here in the temple, in the dream temple tonight, because we are going to get into some deep stuff. So make sure you have some tea or coffee next to you. It's going to get intense tonight. It's not like last time, guys. Is there anything you want to say before I start the show?
Thanks everybody for being with us and joining in the chat. Can't wait to deep dive.
We're going down, baby. We're going deep down underground. I think that's Alex Stein. That's Alex Stein 99 Conspiracy Castle. People are always in my head. So here we go. This better. Do you hear this? Because I don't.
I do not hear the song.
I know.
There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. No, they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting the steps to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. No, they won't win. Don't let them win.
Hello, beautiful people. I hope you can hear me. I'm kind of in the twilight zone tonight, which is really a neat place to be when you're talking about dreams in the in-between time. And Christy, here you go. There you are, sweetheart. Like without the phone? It's a miracle. Okay. She's hanging up the phone. Hello, everyone. Hi. I think that we're live and in, like, we needed some music. Was it the music that we needed to get us, like, in the right space? Oh, my goodness. Christy, darling, I can't hear you. And
You know why? Because I had
Oh.
the mic on mute.
that's the thing. Okay. I knew it was something silly.
Well, but that was just then.
Okay. Well,
I had it muted while we were doing the intro.
we're both adorable. We're just adorable.
Right? It's a good thing we're pretty.
Now, okay, so now I can't hear Christy. Hey, blessings. Woohoo. Hey, blessings. Hello. Oh, well, let me fix the screen. Yes, it's us. It's us.
Hi.
Oh, real big. That doesn't work. Okay. Okay, Claire. Wow, I wish you guys could see the back end of this because it's hilarious.
Oh no.
This is how I feel right about now. And this.
All right. Can you all hear me now? Oh, good. Good. All right.
Great. Thank you for being here, Claire. And I see a new face, Ballotin Brand. Is that how you would say that? Balliet
Brown? Balliet?
Balliet. It's pretty.
It
They
is
can
pretty.
do it in phonetics.
Awesome.
Sarah says that Sarah Ann Dordell says that she misses smoking.
Yeah. You know, I miss it too. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't enjoy was the way, way my hair and my clothes and everything smelled. I never smoked in the house. And once I got a new car, I never smoked in the new car, but I did smoke in my old car. Yeah, but it's the ritual. There's so many things about it.
So many. Don't get me started on that.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since you've quit. I mean, you don't want to know the mystery and beautiful secrets. But Pat in the chat, Elf, said, hanging out with two hotties on a Saturday night. Just saying, I'm the man. Isn't he charming?
Yes. Thanks for being here, Pat. Thanks for the compliments.
He's our Oreo cookie. And Illuminate Me has shown up.
Over 2 years done with my sig hab, this time around, third time quitting. Well, third time's the charm, right? I have to admit that this is either the third or fourth real effort that I've given it. And each time, honestly, I just put it down. I just walked away. I did try. Okay, so speaking of dreams, because a long time ago, I took Chantix, and that shit was crazy. At first, because your dreams are like
fall asleep and sleepwalk and kill your neighbor.
I did not, but
I heard about that. If you did,
I had some. I did have some crazy dreams, and I would like go to bed at like 8 o'clock. I'm like, dream time is really cool. It's like super vivid. Good night. I'm going to bed. I'm gonna go dream. But then I had a dream that my daughter was kidnapped, and it was all my fault, and I was searching for her in the desert.
Wait. That's tonight's dream, right?
No. This was...
Oh my God, you had another... This is a pattern with you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Sounds
does
like
2 make a pattern? 2,
yes.
like...
Yeah, in my life it does, because
like
they hate to repeat themselves. So do I. I hate to repeat myself. Yeah.
And this was probably, I don't know, like 12 or 13 years ago.
Thank you, Aaron's Energy. I appreciate you.
Hi, Aaron's Energy. Yeah, this was like, I'll never ever forget this dream because it was so crazy. I was searching.
Well, okay, let me set this up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to set it up, and then you're going to tell both dreams. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Okay. Christy, again, just like last time, Christy got a hold of me this week, and she's like, had a dream. And it was really interesting. And, she wanted some sort of interpretation. But when I read the dream, it was so obvious to me, deeply spiritual, that I thought, hey, we have to do another dream stream about this. It's too intense, and people need to learn from this stuff. That's part of the reason I do live stream or anything, is because I use examples from my life to show you how magic works and how all of the celestial promises from heaven work in our lives. And by that, I meant astrology and how it all works in our lives. The dream time is an extremely intricate part of our psychology, of our soul. It's where our soul goes to be itself, and it's where our soul goes to understand the lessons that we're learning in real life. And so Christy is going to share with us 2 dreams, and the second, I'm not sure I've heard the first one. I may have, because we've been friends forever. The second dream is what we're going to focus on, and then the patterns of the first and how they overlay the second dream. I believe that there is a bit of a spiritual crisis, and we're going to find out all about it. Okay, take it away, Christy Bray.
All right. So 12 or 13 years ago, when I was taking Chantix, this was like the last dream, because after I had this dream on Chantix, I was like, screw that shit. I am not taking that anymore. At first, the dreams were really cool. Like, I even had this one Matrix-like dream where I like jumped up in the air and suspended animation, and then everything just moved around. And it's interesting because this is a different dream from the 2 that we're going to focus on, but there was an alien, and it shows like just how nicotine and other drugs are like that will just kind of control your mind, because in the dream there was an alien, but it didn't have form. It was just an energy and kind of like a smoke or a blobby thing that was like going around. And I came upon these two guys, and they were smoking cigarettes. And I was like, aren't you guys freaking out about this alien? And they're like, well, no, the alien's not bothering us. It must be the cigarettes. You should smoke too. And I was like, I am not going to smoke. I'm just to save myself from this alien. It's not happening. But it was like, my brain wanted that nicotine and was trying to get me to smoke in my dream.
And this is the first dream, really?
This is this is like a third dream that I'm.
Okay, because there's shadow weirdies in this one that you just mentioned. Can you flesh the shadow weirdies out? Did you just call them aliens?
I did.
Okay. Shadow weirdies, aliens. Okay, because our friend who's not on stream, who was going to be on stream tonight, we still might have a special guest, you guys, but our friend was going to come on too as well. Like there would be 4 people here. Anyway, she had the same shadowy ick, and she called them eels.
Interesting.
So I just need to bring that up. Okay. I'm going to do it back.
So let's fast forward, because like even that one was scary, but I was like, well, if that's the scary dream, then I can handle that. So I'm just gonna keep. Were they wearing Egyptian clothing? Who? Did the alien have a color or smoke gray? It was just like an energy, like it flew. It was. I remember there were like some dead leaves on the ground, and and the leaves were just like swirling in an interesting way, and I just knew that was that alien energy. It was really no color. And this was, this was 13 years ago.
I think our friend also used the word alien. And it's funny that you guys are talking about shadow creatures, but you're automatically calling them aliens because it's foreign, because it's different.
Right.
But that's a shadow. That's what I dealt with my whole life. That is, it's not what we call, what we call aliens isn't real at all, period. And I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, chat. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, world. It's not what you think it is. But so I don't talk about that a lot, but that's my point, is that let's try to look at vibes, instead of talk how you want. I'm just saying, for everyone, let's try to look at the vibes of things instead of labeling them automatic, modern, what we think modern day it would be. And it's just a little food for thought. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Go ahead.
It's your show. You interject anytime, but I like what you're saying. Yes, I agree. So fast forward remember the smoking alien in the X-Files? This can't be happening. Fast forward just a little bit. So still on Chantix, I have a dream that my daughter got kidnapped, and it was my fault. And I was, it was my fault that I lost her and somebody took her. And I was searching everywhere. I went out into the desert to try and find her. And all these crows were coming, and they were like picking at my flesh, and can't find her. Get back into the city. And I walk into this bar, and I sit down at the bar, and I was like, I need 2 shots. And the bartender was like, I only order 2 shots when things are really bad. And I was like, well, things are really bad. And he pours the shots, and he said, sometimes things can change in an instant. And when he said the word instant, I saw like a mushroom cloud, like an atomic bomb explosion. And just then, some gypsies came in to the bar, and they came up to me, and they're like, we have been searching everywhere for you. We have your daughter. And I was like, oh, thank God. And they they're like, well, but before we're going to give her back to you, we've had her for several days and it costs a lot of money to take care of a child. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have any money. And I was like asking everybody in the bar, please give me some money, please give me money. And they're like, this is a scam, right? And I was like, I don't really care. Just I want my kid back. Give me the money. So the really crazy thing about this dream was because I woke up and it was so real. I was in such a funk, such a depression, and I was just like sitting on the couch and trying to get out of it. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go. I gotta get out of the house, change. How old was my daughter at the time of the dream? That's interesting. I think she was probably about 5 in real life at that time, but in the dream she was like 2. There's a point to that little tidbit. So I leave, I go to the mall, and I'm like, just get out of my head, get out of this funk. And I come home later and I call my mom and we're talking and blah, blah, blah. And we're getting ready to get off there. And I was like, oh, wait, I forgot to tell you about the dream I had last night. And she was like, I need to tell you about the dream I had last night. You go first. And so I tell her the dream. And she's like, that's really weird because I also dreamt that she was kidnapped. And also in my mother's dream, my daughter was also younger, but she was like an infant in my mom's dream. So we both dreamt that she was younger. We both dreamt that she got kidnapped. In my dream, it was my fault that she was kidnapped. In my mom's dream, it was my mom's fault that she got kidnapped. In both dreams, my daughter was returned and she was returned to me in both dreams. That was, and at the time, my mom and I lived 700 miles away from each other. But we both had the same dream, essentially the same night. Details were obviously different, but yeah. So that was the end of Chantix for me. I was like, I'll figure out another way to quit smoking. This is not it. Pharmaceuticals is not it. I hate lingering dream moods. Yeah. Yes. Troll with a purpose. Me too. And that actually kind of brings me to the dream that I had the other night, because again, I woke up in such a state. I fired off my little email to Corinne to just put it down, and then I wanted to forget about it. I did not want to think about that anymore. I just wanted to get whatever remaining hours of sleep I could get. And although I did wake up my daughter when went to her room, I was like, please come in my room, get in bed with me. We need to cuddle because this was a bad dream. So this week, I dreamt, and by the way, not on any pharmaceuticals of any kind, will not even take a Tylenol. So I dreamt that we went to the Red River Gorge, which is one of the most beautiful places in Kentucky, but I would venture to say in this country. Look it up, Red River Gorge in Kentucky. It's amazing. Derpel Hayes says, lingering bad dream moods suck. Agreed, but a good lingering dream mood does not last long enough. Agreed. So we had gone to the Red River Gorge. My daughter's father was with us, and we were like setting up the cabin and unpacking, and my daughter decided that she was going to go take a little hike before dinner on our own. And I'm setting things up, and all of a sudden I notice that it's getting later and the sun is starting to go down, and my daughter has not returned back to the cabin. And so I call her on her cell phone, which she answers, and it was interesting because even though she was on the phone in the dream, I could see her. I could see her, but just where she was. Like I couldn't tell where she was, but I could see her, and she was just in the woods, and she was definitely freaked out. And what she told me that she was hearing voices. She didn't know where she was. She was lost. She was stressed, and she was hearing voices. And I'm just like, look around. Try to figure out, try to remember, how you got to where you are, and so I can find you. And then all of a sudden, this man, fellow hiker, came up and took her phone from her, and he was like, yeah, your daughter is panicking here. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. Like, where are you guys? And at first he was being very caring and trying to help, but then all of a sudden he got really sinister. And just at that point, I did see aliens in the sky where I was like looking out at the night sky, and there were 4 ships that were just flying straight, and then there were 2 ships behind that were like following it, the 4 in like this figure 8 pattern, that they it was going horizontal. It was just hard for me to do that horizontally, and I was like, to the guy on the phone, I'm like, oh my god, there's aliens. There's aliens. And he was like, oh no, those aren't aliens. I'm like, well, then what are they? And nothing. He was.
Wait, what did he say? I was laughing. What did he say?
I said, oh my god, there's aliens. And he was like, oh no, those aren't aliens. I'm like, well, then what are they? And he wouldn't. There was no response. I'm just like, tell me where you are. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what those things are if they're not aliens. And so I get disconnected from them, and I'm like, I had to call the cops. I don't know what else to do. Like, my kid is freaking out and hearing voices, and there's aliens, and then there's a strange man, and oh my god, so I'm calling the police station, and nobody's answering the phone. And my daughter's father is just sitting there. I don't know what he was doing, watching TV or looking at his phone or something. And I was like, come on, get in the car. We have to go to the police station because nobody's answering the phone. And we get there, and there are no cops at the police station. There's only a bunch of African-American female comedians. And they're just like cutting up, having a great time. That was it. That's the end of the dream.
You went to the Popo station, and who was there?
Comedians, just African-American women comedians.
I think that's hilarious and so like symbolically true.
So tell me what you think. Occult priestess.
Okay, Krista Bray, CB. I wanted to go over the chats because people are chatting and see what the chatters are saying about all of this.
Love, learn, and grow.
And
that's the whole point. Dreams bringing bad vibes is a way they attack. Yeah, it definitely can also be warnings of physical events, troll with a purpose. Yeah, well, especially that the dream that I had 12 years ago that my mother and I both shared that same night, that really freaked me out. I was like, okay, is somebody going to, kidnap my kid? I'm just going to handcuff her to my side.
Is the Hat Man a watcher? Now, my friends, you're getting it. This is the dot connecting that we are looking for. Sorry, I have a spirit guide voice that says when you get into something really good, then the spirit guide voice comes out and says, yes, that is it. And so I'm going to try to get back to my normal voice now. So we got to really think about what we're putting in our mouths. And everyone says, red pill, blue pill. Why are you taking pills at all?
Thank you.
Call priestess. All right.
Claire says, I don't know about dreams, but my aunt seems to think Chantix gave her fibromyalgia. I don't doubt it.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm all up in that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting your friends in here too. So I got everybody around.
Mm-hmm.
But the point, I mean, I'm going to simplify it because, I can go rabbit hole, girl.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to simplify this, is that she's taken, she's missing, she's away from you. There's an issue. That's like a main problem. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's strange, high weirdness. There's strange happenings.
Mm-hmm.
Things that we don't do in real life. We don't see aliens necessarily much often in real life.
Right.
And she told you she was hearing voices. She's in a dark, scary place and she's hearing voices. That shit's real.
Yeah.
That's real. And that's her soul talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, none of the dream was really fictitious or fictional. It was just circumstantial, situational. Like, okay, here's this scene and now this scene. But all the scenes and everything were talking about the same thing. And I believe that Debbie, given her age also, because she's not an extremely mature person, she's a younger person.
Right.
Do we want to give her ballpark age to people so they know how old she is now?
She's nearing the end of her teen years. She's, she's about to become a young adult.
Yeah. So to me, it seems as if she, through influences, now we can say sky influences, which would be ancestors, the man you married to have this child, that family has issues, and we already know that family has spiritual karmic issues, and that goes into the bloodline. So when you're having these dreams about Debbie, you did have one dream where your mom was like there, right?
No, she was not there. We
like
just
your mom was 20 miles away, or
no.
Your mom being far away.
That dream, 12 years ago or so, my mom had a very, very similar dream the same night. The very same night.
Okay. Yeah. But I really am putting this on the father's family
and
the karma there. I don't know the shaman in their family because it's probably Debbie.
Right.
And being that, it means she will go through the dark night of the soul of that bloodline in particular. And so whatever attachments those people have are also attached to Debbie by default, right? Debbie didn't do anything wrong. It's not her problem in that sense. Right. But we all have to deal with things. And this is one of the things I dealt with, you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. So the icky and spooky things are usually ancestors in the bloodline trying to steer the child towards their end, what they want her to do, her life, not the divine will of God, not her soul's purpose, but what the dead people want her to do. And so I would say that Debbie's an open channel, okay, not active, thank God, but in dream time she is. In dream time, you can't shut it off. She's on all the time. And so in some ways, going to live with the father's family can be good if there's cleansing done beforehand, right? Because there's a lot less psychic noise. So I'm talking on two different levels. Physically, it seems like you'd be missing her again, and there would be darkness, and there would be voices and problems, right?
Right.
She's a little psychic radio, and if her her father isn't. So it's kind of radio silence around dad, and that's kind of good for her.
Right.
But I feel like there needs to be an intervention of some sort of cleansing and talking to the ancestors and getting that dealt with so that there's a barrier or a ward for her to be able to be her crazy little psychic self. And I mean crazy in a good way, of course.
Of course.
Without all the haunts, the spooks, right? Without all the targeted individualness of what she's going through.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we got a little bit of work to do, you and I, Christy.
Right.
Yeah, I'll totally help out. And let me see if they have anything. Oh, Debbie is a really sweet and soft girl. It's this masculine ick it's the haunt. It's the negative masculine. And again, father's family, father's side, all of that. So what she personally is dealing with is the negative masculine. And at that age, all girls have it. I mean, come on. So her animus is haunting her like a vampire and will attract masculine energies, men who do not want her best interest in real life. So that's just as an aside. But that, yeah, you all got a shadow from that other family. And I don't want to call it just one. You've had these dreams over and over. And I believe that is because it's been a battle you've been dealing with since you got married, really.
Yeah. Saturn is a child eater.
Because you grow old. I mean, it's so silly. Because I have a spirit guide that's totally into all the metaphors, and I've been reading tarot cards for 30 years, so I know every symbology ever. And if I don't know it, like I had to learn what gamma was. I had to learn the Greek alphabet. As soon as Omicron came out, Hermes is like, okay, time to learn Greek alphabet. This is very interesting.
You know what? In the symbol, I'm just recalling because there was this bottle of wine that was like, I think it was called Alpha and Omega, but it had Omicron as on the label instead of Omega. So Omicron and Omega are very similar.
That's interesting. I'd like to know more about that because it's going to tell you secrets. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like getting a hold of a secret telephone and answering that one. Yeah, really? Oh my God, that's so neat. You see, it's with like. So Hermes and Mercury. All right. People also think Hermes is Thoth. So Hermes has a lot of mistaken identities. And I'll tell you what, the simplest reason why Hermes isn't Thoth is because you never conflate your gods. If your gods came to Earth in one form, that's that god. You never don't mash up your gods. This is ridiculous. In Wicca, we are taught correspondences. So all the gods of air, communication, writing, travel, they all fall under one aegis. Okay. But they don't mean they're all Hermes. Okay. So if you want to equate Hermes with an Egyptian, it ain't Thoth. It's Hermes Anubis. Anubis. You can look it up. The statues are in the museums. So if Hermes was going to have any part of any Egyptian god, it was Anubis. And Hermes not being Mercury is because Mercury is they stole him and they called him Mercury. And when I'm dealing with Mercury and not Hermes, which is very rare, but as the dimensions collapse, I'm going to deal with Mercury more. Mercury is dangerous, literally. If you look it up in alchemy, Mercury is the most volatile force ever on the planet, especially in magic. And Hermes has been growing Mercury, Quicksilver within me. And that's probably why I go so nutty. Mad Hatter, indeed. So Claire Mathis, how does one have more relaxing dreams? I feel like I do more running around in dreams than in real life. But Claire, I need to tell you, because I know you kind of. I don't want to give too much away about our relationship, Claire. But you're busy because you're on purpose. you are doing all of these things in your dreams because we need you to. The collective unconscious of humankind needs you to be working in the dream time. I feel your pain. I understand. The only time you're really going to be able to relax is get that massage, honey. Christy's teaching me about massages. They're very important.
Very, very important.
Ask Corinne. Everybody spell my name with 2 R's. It's actually 1 R and 2 N's. No big deal. And I'm OP too, so don't worry about it. You said something about Rock and Rollers We Can't Trust series, which that would be Mark Devlin of the UK. That's right. He's a radio disc jockey. And he did some raves and stuff. And then he found out, oh my God, I think they killed Paul. I think the guy in the Beatles is now known as Paul, the fake Paul. So that's Mark Devlin. You can find him wherever you find videos. He's doing good. I mean, he got a little waylaid with that Q business. And I was like, come on, Mark, come on, man. You know better than that. About that Illuminati. Yeah. Weird. Was just thinking of moon falling vision I had the first time on mushrooms in 1993 and how I just read Paul Atreides Moon Falling version 2 nights ago. Now, Moonfall is a film I was just told, well, I don't know, I was going to watch, but didn't. It's interesting. There was a moonfall in another dream that was not mentioned tonight. So the moon falling, I think, has to do with dimensions merging. And that's what I'm going to say. That's my final answer.